What is up, YouTube? Fish in the field, coming in semi-hot with another video for y'all. I'm sick right now. You're probably going to hear it. I'm starting to lose my voice, so this might be the only video y'all see this week. I'll get after it again next week. But I do have a high-speed condenser mic. Please let me know how the audio sounds, because I know the acoustics down here in the saloon are totally ass. Okay, so hopefully this is going to kind of high-speed it up a little bit. But we're going to talk about Mag Loadouts today. Now, what is a Mag Loadout? For those of you that don't know, we're talking how many magazines you're going to carry for your primary firearm in shit hit the fan. Let's say your primary firearm is a Ruger Mini 14 and you got 30 round magazines. How many are you going to carry? So if I say 3 plus 1, that means you got 3 on your body somewhere. Could be in a chest rig, could be on a battle belt, could be in your man purse, draped over a shoulder, whatever. But 3 on you and 1 in the gun. If I say 6 plus 1, it means 6 on you, 1 in the gun. And dudes, I can see what y'all watch on YouTube. I can. I have this fun little app called YouTube Studio, and I can get on there and it's like, here's what your subscribers are watching. And here's what channels they follow. And last month, y'all were watching this video done by a guy that y'all follow, and he made the statement that 3 mag plus 1 and 4 mag plus 1 loadouts are a tactical myth that will get you killed and shit hit the fan. He's prior infantry. He made the statement that you don't even have enough round count to break contact with those low mag loadouts, and that he really thinks you need to have a standard infantry loadout or more for shit hit the fan. And he seems to think that SHTF is going to be everybody and their mom running around in 4-man civilian fire teams trying to murk each other. And I don't think that's how it's going to be. I think he's got a very linear idea of what shit hit the fan is going to be. He's looking through that freaking infantry lens. You know, he's got kind of tunnel vision on his approach. Shit hit the fan is a big problem. There's a myriad of issues you're going to have to deal with in there. So you can't just take a linear approach to dealing with all of it. You can't tell everybody out there that a standard infantry loadout or more is what they need to have for shit hit the fan. That's just not accurate, guys. There's no cookie cutter approach to shit hit the fan. You know, and the same dude actually did another video like 3 weeks later where he was talking about the benefits of these low mag loadouts. I bet he probably got lit up in his comments or something, because all of a sudden he's switching gears and he's like, yeah, 3 plus 1, 4 plus 1 is awesome because you can conceal it and you can gray man it up, you know? So I don't think he really knows. I think he's kind of like just trying to produce content like a lot of other creators out there and just like, you know, talking out their ass without actually having thought it through first. So what we're going to do today is we're going to have a conversation about it and we're going to think the shit through. So comments down below. And right now, pimps, you know what? Shamelessly get in the comments. What are you rocking? I don't care if it's 20 plus 1 mags on a freaking plate carrier with steel plates and it weighs 52 pounds. Let's go. Wrong answers are just fine. But make sure you like the video too, because you guys know it's going to be objective. Let's get after it. We're going to start with the standard infantry loadout, because you got all these prior infantry dudes, like the dude I'm talking about, just pushing the standard infantry loadout. And guys, I'm prior infantry. Let me share my experience real quick when it comes to loadouts, just so you guys can see where I'm coming from. I got out of my training. I went to my unit. I got handed an M4. And my standard loadout was 6 plus 1 mags, right? 2 3 mag pouches and 1 in the gun. That's what I rocked for about 2 months until they found out I was a shooter. And then they put me on the saw, because you want the guy that can shoot, put in the most fire down range. Standard loadout on a saw is 800 rounds of linked 5.56 NATO. And that shit is heavy. Sometimes I'd be carrying 600, sometimes I'd be carrying 1,000. And I actually got stuck doing a live fire range where supply screwed up and requested double the normal amount of ammunition. And I had to go through that live fire with 1,600 rounds of length 5.56 NATO on me, plus 200 more in the gun, Ranger body armor, all my other shit. And we're talking a Mod 1 saw, so it's heavy. So anybody that wants to argue that Efficient in the Field doesn't know what it's like to carry a heavy ammunition load, you can take that comment right now and you can stick it up your fourth point of contact. After that, I went to Ranger School. I came back, instantly put in a fire team leader position and back on the good old M4, but now I was rocking 9+1. I added an additional 3 mag pouch, and it wasn't so much for me as it was for the team. I wanted to be able to toss a couple of extra mags to somebody that was running a little bit low on ammunition if I needed to, and that's exactly what I had to do from time to time. And I also would use that pouch kind of like a multi-purpose pouch as well. Like sometimes other shit would find its way into that. So having been infantry and been trained like infantry and knowing what the loadouts are, here's what you really need to ask yourself for your shit hit the fan prep to find out if the infantry loadout is right for you. Are you infantry? Are you going to play infantry in shit hit the fan? Are you going to be a warfighter? These are the things you need to ask yourself. Now, to know that, what exactly does infantry do? Well, infantry goes out, and I imagine in shit hit the fan, civilian versions of infantry, you're going to go conduct raids on objectives, looking for water, food, whatever. This is if you're playing infantry, right? You might be dealing with bad people in the area. Let's say it's a year and a shit at the fan and you're a part of a community and they're sick and tired of having people come through and like steal their livestock or do whatever, murk their traders that are trying to trade with other communities. So they send certain groups of people out to deal with it. You would be playing infantry then, okay? Conducting ambushes. Infantry do that. So let's say you get intel that an enemy convoy is going to be coming down a road at a certain point in time. You're going to be there. You're going to whack them. You're going to gain as much intel as you can. All kinds of stuff like maps they have, plans they have, communications. What's the condition of their boots? What's the condition of their equipment, their gear? Like, do they have someone supplying them from somewhere else? You know, you're going to take as much of their shit as you can and destroy the rest and boom, you're out. All in a short period of time. Infantry also goes out and patrols and looks for trouble. They look for enemy troops and they try to murk them. But they also have a short lifespan. Now, a lot of the current vets out there that were deployed to third world countries out there dealing with people that just are not peer enemies, they're kind of complacent about this. They're like, oh, and shit, the fan happens in the States, man. Like, I'm golden, man. I've been deployed. I've seen combat, blah, 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 blah. Well, in the States, when it goes down, now you're dealing with peer enemies. It's a whole different ballgame, guys. I wrote down one statistic before starting this video, and it's this. In the United States, there are 120.5 firearms per 100 people. The second place winner goes to Yemen, and they own 52.8 firearms per 100 people. So you can imagine now, hearing those statistics, that if shit hits the fan in North America, it's going to be a lot different. Not to mention that a lot of Americans shoot. A lot, right? I mean, 30% of Americans own firearms. How many of them shoot regularly? I can tell you that country boys that hunt regularly are better shots than your average infantry soldier. I could say that because that's my experience. Let's get back on track here. So are you going to play infantry? If you are, you're living by the sword. And those that live by the sword die by the sword. So if your plan is to make it through shit hit the fan and be able to feed your wife and kids, you probably don't want to be running around playing infantry. You probably want to be smarter, okay? And that's what brings us to the next two type of loadouts. One is a high mag loadout. Now, where does this really fit into shit hit the fan? Because now we're talking about humping double or more of the weight from the standard infantry loadout when it comes to ammunition. Do you want to be out humping 25, 30, 40 miles a day with a 12+1 loadout? You don't. It doesn't really fit in there, does it? Where it fits in is sentry duty. Let's say your group has an LPOP, listening post, observation post, and you've got to walk 800 meters to get out there for your shift, your 12 hours that you have to do. You're just fine doing that with a 12+1 loadout and coming back when you're done. If you get in some kind of crazy ass firefight, you have those additional mags readily available to you. And dudes, this doesn't mean you can't rock a 6+1 mag loadout and just have a satchel with an additional 10 mags in it. You guys understand that, right? Like, we need to think about this from a versatile standpoint. Do you actually want to have 20 mags on a chest rig? You don't. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have that. It's going to totally limit your ability to get around. Nah, man. Like, you can go with 6+1 or an 8+1 if you want to go with a higher mag loadout. Just bring some extra mags loaded up in a bag. It does not take that long to take them out and stuff them down in your freaking mag pouches. Another place where a high mag loadout makes sense is, let's say, the aforementioned scenario. You're part of a community. You got bad people they wanted to fuck around and find out, right? FAFO. And now you guys have some transportation. You're going to be transported like 15 miles in, and you're going to hump the last 5 miles in and hit an enemy objective with a high mag loadout. It makes sense. You're not humping a ton of weight for a long period of time. And I'm here to tell you guys that thinking you can go into shit hit the fan, humping an ass ton of weight, if you've never done it, you're going to hurt yourself. Okay? I joined the Army 6'2" 3/4 inches, and in 3 years, I lost 2 inches of height. During my out processing, I was 6 3/4 inches. I literally compacted my spine 2 inches in 3 years from carrying heavy loads. Yes, it has screwed with me. And it's going to do that to you and shit hit the fan. If you think you're going to rock a 12+1, 14+1, 16+1, 20+1 loadout, plus a ruck and all this other shit in SHTF, man, you're going to end up freaking slipping a disc and being broken and be out there like, trying to can't even freaking run. Like, one of your legs is straight and shit while you're trying to run for cover and getting shot at, man. You're going to die. Don't be stupid. Okay, stupid people need more ammo. That's the other thing, right? If you make good decisions and you're smart and you think things through and you're trying to avoid conflict with other armed humans, you're not going to have to fire as many rounds off. Dudes, that's the whole name of the game. Whoever fires the least number of shots and shit hit the fan wins. So if you're prepared to go dump 10K rounds and to be engaging every opportunity you get, man, you're just not going to last long. That's how it's going to go down. Everybody's luck eventually runs out. Let's talk about the low mag loadouts. Are these an actual tactical myth that will get you killed? No, they're not. People that say that are talking out of their ass. They definitely have their place. Now, do you want to take a 3+1 loadout to go raid some objective? No, you don't want to do that. Is a 3+1 loadout, and we're just about down to the bare minimum here, right? You could always be rocking a 1+1, like you got a magazine in your pocket and one in the gun. Man, you better just be hanging out in your camp, collecting firewood or some shit if you're rocking that. But let's say you got a 3+1 and you have to break contact. Do you have a high enough round count to break contact? It depends, doesn't it? It depends on your situation. If you're out in the middle of some big-ass open danger area because you were stupid, no, 3+1 is not going to save you. So if you're stupid, you know what you need to do? You need to be rocking a higher mag count. If you're going to be stupid and get out in the middle of a giant open danger area, you better be rocking like 12+1 mags. And is that going to save you? It's probably not, right? Because you were stupid. And you're totally where you don't want to be. So guys, be smart. Back to these smaller loadouts. What's the benefits? Well, I've been wearing one this entire time, right? So there you go. This is actually a 5 mag rig, 3 in the front, 1 on each side. Low profile. I can wear it. You're not even going to know I have this thing on. You're not going to know it, man. Let's see. Let's see if you guys can tell. Let me throw a couple buttons on here. Like I can't just rip it open if I want to. Well, that's actually my knife. See? Okay. Can you actually tell? You know, you really can't tell. You might be like, that dude's a little fluffy. Take my word for it, guys. I've put them on. I've worn them around the ranch. I've worked in them, and that's another benefit of the low mag loadout. You can get out there and hoe your garden. You can pick freaking flowers, man. You can push daisies. You can go do whatever you need to do. Run the rototiller. You know, with one of those low mag rigs, you can wear it all day long. It's not heavy. It's convenient. And you know what? Comfort and convenience matters to a lot of people. Us infantry guys learn to just deal with it and just suck it up and wear uncomfortable shit for days on end, because that's just kind of how it is. But most people aren't going to take that approach and shit hit the fan. They're just not going to do that. So these low mag loadouts, they really make sense. You could conceal one on the last shopping trip you might ever make to town. You could have it under your shirt and take the covert approach, take the gray man approach. It might not get you targeted. It might get you targeted. And it works the same for the overt approach, right? If you're all tacked out and shit. So all of them have their pluses and minuses depending on your situation. But that's the entire point of this video. It depends. For me personally, I will let you guys know, I have 3 different chest rigs. I have this one, which will carry 5 mags. Usually I'm rocking 4, sometimes 3, depending on the situation. And it will also carry a couple of pistol mags and some extra shit, like a radio if I want and whatever. I have another rig that is just very basic, 3 mags. That's all it carries. Low profile right here. I got a little bit of pec action going on, so you know it's a little easier to hide it if I'm wearing it low enough. And then I have another rig that's got 6 double stack mags in front and 2 giant pockets that will carry. I haven't even stuffed them to see, guys, but they'll probably carry 6 mags each. So yeah, if I wanted to rock 18 mags in that rig, I could do it. You can tell that I haven't felt the need to even stuff those pockets with mags to find out. You know, so it really is going to depend on your situation. I do think that people that are in highly populated urban areas, that standard infantry loadout plus a little bit probably makes more sense, because unfortunately for you, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. And you may have to deal with more violence than those of us that have moved or are in more remote locations. But guys, I want to challenge you. Look at your own situation. Think about it. Some of us having 2 rigs makes sense, you know, or 3. That's why I got 3. And I'm not going to tell you that I'm not going to buy more down the road. I probably will, because it's fun, right? And dudes we like are shooting shit and stuff like that. But think about your own situation. Be realistic about it. Be objective. Don't think in a linear fashion. Get rid of the tunnel vision. Look at the broad problem and think about the possibilities and the different things you might have to deal with dealing with shit hit the fan, and equip yourself accordingly. Guys, I think we're going to wrap it right there. My voice is just about shot. Make sure you like the video. Share it with someone that's going to watch it. Subscribe to the channel. Comments down below. Do you guys agree? Do you not agree? Where are you at? Do you think that everybody should just be rocking a standard infantry loadout? Like, what do you guys think? You know, let's hear it down below. Make it a conversation. Dudes, if you want to help support the channel too, check out my Patreon, link in the description. I have a ton more content on there for my patrons, and I'll see you guys in the next video.